Happy Friday. It is our last day of analyzing the allegory of the Welt in Smart House. If you have not done your warm-up, pause here. If you need a little bit more guidance before doing it, go ahead and listen up. Basically, you're going to fill out a Venn diagram, left-hand side, attributes that are just for the Welt, right-hand side, attributes that are just for Smart House, and then in the middle, what is the same about them. Go ahead and pause here if you've not done that. Things that I would have listed in the middle as the same, both have motifs of technology and family and happiness being factors in their story. In both of them, technology takes over in negative ways, and both families had unconventional dynamics and were unhappy with some things. However, what's different between them? So in Smart House, over on that right-hand side, in Smart House, the family was able to recover from the technology taking over, while as in the Welt, I don't think they're really going to recover very well from the attack and loss of their parents, due to the children allowing the technology in the nursery to take over. Although on Smart House, the family did have disagreements. They were solved in the end, where the ending of the Welt is like pretty dark and those disagreements are not really solved in the end. Well, I mean, the children might feel like they're solved, but the parents probably don't feel like that, even though they can't really feel anymore. And the Welt is left with a very open ending, whereas the Smart House has like a very nice, neat resolution where everybody's happy in the end. And for today, Kipsters will be able to compare and contrast allegorical elements between the short story of the Welt and the film Smart House by writing CER paragraphs. Go ahead and get your notebook ready. If it's not, just a really quick CER review. C, standing for claim. It's the statement or idea that you're arguing or proving that answers the question. E, evidence from the text. So that's going to be the author's direct words. E, when we talk about the movie, is actually going to be examples. So this is where you're going to give an example of an event from the movie. You don't need to go back and listen to the dialogue and write it down word for word unless you really want to and find that necessary. And then R, reasoning, and that's going to be your evidence or the reasoning that you chose your evidence or examples to prove your claim, and it gives your inferences, your insight, your ideas about the evidence, examples, and claim. So those are your own original words. Go ahead and scroll down to writing part 1. This is where you're going to do your compare. What is the same about the Welt and Smart House? So you're going to write a claim, your answer to the question, and then you're going to give evidence from the Welt and explain and give your reasoning for that evidence. Then you are going to give evidence number 2, which is the example from the film Smart House. And then you're going to give reasoning for that evidence for that example from the film. For writing part 2, you're going to contrast what is different between the Welt and Smart House. So for your claim, you're going to answer what's different in one sentence. Then you're going to give evidence, author's words from the Welt. You're going to give your reasoning, your own words or inferences that connect all the way back to the claim and explain that evidence and why it proves the claim. And then evidence 2 is going to be an example from the film Smart House. Like I said before, you don't have to write down things from the tech or from the movie word for word unless you want to go back and reread that. Otherwise, you can just paraphrase an event that you know of and then give your reasoning, your words, your inferences for choosing that example, that evidence 2 from Smart House. Then complete 15 minutes of Lexia and hit turn in. Once you are done, there's also in the document before your Lexia practice reminder and login, there is a link to this week's opinion survey where I'll give you 100 points for filling out your opinion, just like last week, just like the week before. Just giving more feedback about this week and for planning going forward into the coming weeks where you get to voice your opinion and help shape what parts of the curriculum I choose for us to do next. As always, please reach out. If you have any questions, I'm going to leave you to your writing. This is CERs are something you've done many times in my class, in Ms. Rabushka's class, and in previous years. But if you need help, please reach out and I will be sure to support you. And have a great Friday and a great weekend. See you on Monday.